Well, the former aide to Governor Hochul and Andrew Cuomo has been arrested and now faces federal charges of acting as an agent for the Chinese government.
Back at it again, guys. So we got to talk about this Chinese spy that's been employed by Governor Kathy Hochul. Now, she's allegedly a spy because she hasn't been through the process of court, etc. Because you know how it goes in America. And, honestly, if you're getting alleged to be a spy, you need to just straight up be thrown in jail. Forget our rights. They ain't your rights. You're over there selling us out. Anyway, this is from the New York Post. Let's go. Furious New York Governor Hochul reacts to Chinese spy staffer bombshell, a betrayal of trust. Yeah, you think. Governor Kathy Hochul was left furious after learning one of her former aides acted as an alleged spy in her office within the state government. Quote, "I'm furious and I'm outraged. I'm absolutely shocked about how brazen her behavior was," Hochul told WNYC's Sean Carlson Tuesday afternoon, referring to Linda Sun, a former deputy chief of staff who was charged with acting as a foreign agent for China. Quote, "It was a betrayal of trust," she continued. Quote, "We've been working with the Department of Justice in the investigation. We'll continue to make sure that all the information that is out there is revealed and that justice is served," she said. Hochul made remarks shortly after Sun 41 and her 40-year-old husband, Chris Hugh, pleaded not guilty to charges of violating the Foreign Agents Registration Act, visa fraud, smuggling, and money laundering. Ooh, they do it all out there. The indictment alleges that Sun used her position to help her husband's shady medical equipment business profit off the pandemic response. Man, now that sucks. Profiting off American deaths, right there. Chinese spy for you. It also alleges that she directly tried to sway the state's dealings with China in exchange for lavish gifts. Sun was first hired by Cuomo's administration in 2012 and worked in several different roles. She was hired by Hochul as the deputy chief of staff in 2021 after she took over as governor following Cuomo's resignation. Hochul was quick to distance herself from the mid-level staffer after Sun Hu's arrest Tuesday morning. So, I mean, this is the woman in question right here. Would you guys think she's a Chinese spy? Just by looking at her. Would you vet her? Yeah, if your answer is yeah, then you're not racist, believe me. Because nowadays you got people with the wokeism and the DEI that you can't question people's allegiances, especially when it comes to something like being a spy from China. Because I know if I was in the FBI, I would be vetting everyone's staffers, all of them, governors, mayors, everyone. I don't care who it is, Donald Trump, Joe Biden. It's funny because y'all know what's going on with him and his son, Hunter, Burisma, Ukraine, China, etc. Anyway, that's something else. Let's keep going. This individual was hired by executive chamber more than a decade ago. We terminated her employment in March 2023 after discovering evidence of misconduct. Immediately reported her actions to the law enforcement and have assisted law enforcement throughout this process. A Hochul spokesperson wrote in a statement earlier in the day Tuesday. Cuomo has also stayed relatively quiet, even taking the opportunity to deflect the blame onto Hochul. Oh, so he had nothing to do with her. I didn't know she was a Chinese spy. That's on you, Kathy. Y'all keep me off of this. Quote, "National security is critical and must be free from foreign influence." Cuomo spokesperson Rich Azoparadi, I might have said that wrong, wrote in a statement Tuesday afternoon. Quote, "While Miss Sun was promoted to deputy chief of staff in the subsequent administration during our time, she worked in a handful of agencies and one of many community liaisons who had a little to no interaction with the governor." Oh, okay. So we never seen her. We never seen Linda Sun. We didn't know she was employed by us. Obviously, we would have known if she was a spy. That's what Andrew's team is saying. How many more spies do we got employed in these governors / mayors, cabinet, whatever, staffers? How many more? That's all I want to know. And why the FBI hasn't came out and made a statement on this, because this is serious. This is real serious when China is a nuclear threat. All right. They ain't going to launch nukes at us or straight up attack us because they know we have nukes too. So what do? They send people to go get employed to places like New York City, California, Oregon, Washington, anywhere they can get someone in, they get them in. And then they start doing the freaking spy. Oh, yeah, let me know about this or sway my thoughts on that, this. We'll pay you. We'll give you lavish gifts. Looks like that's what's been going on with her, at least. Let's take a look at this Fox News clip. Governor Hochul's former aide, Linda Sun, arrested.
Well, the former aide to Governor Hochul and Andrew Cuomo has been arrested and now faces federal charges of acting as an agent for the Chinese government.
All right, Linda's son and her husband were taken into custody at their Long Island home this morning, and both went before a judge this afternoon. Fox 5's Linda Schmidt's here to break down exactly what they're accused of. Linda.
Yeah, and as you both just said, she didn't just work for one New York governor, she worked for two. And what did she get out of it? Well, prosecutors say a nearly $4 million home on Long Island and a $2 million condo in Hawaii. Linda's son and her husband, Chris Hugh, after they both pleaded not guilty in Brooklyn federal court. But prosecutors say son acted as an illegal agent for the Chinese government to advance the communist agenda. And she did it while she worked as Governor Hochul's deputy chief of staff. Son also worked for former Governor Andrew Cuomo. Governor Hochul expressing her outrage on WNYC radio.
It was a betrayal of trust, the trust of government, the trust of the people. And I'll tell you this, the second we discovered some levels of misconduct, we fired her. We alerted the authorities, and hence we ended up with what happened here today.
Son's husband is charged with money laundering and bank fraud. Federal prosecutors say the couple sold their positions to the Chinese government and used the money to buy a nearly $4 million home in Nassau County, a $2 million condo in Hawaii, and a 2024 Ferrari. The FBI raided the couple's home in Manhasset back in July. Son is accused of forging Governor Cuomo's signature and blocking the government of Taiwan from having access to the governor's office. Son and Hugh did not speak to reporters following their court appearance.
A lot of the allegations in this indictment are frankly perplexing, overly inflammatory. As you heard in court today, we're looking forward to our day in court. The defendants are exercising their right to a speedy trial as soon as they can. We have a lot of confidence in Chris and in Linda.
We think that these charges are disappointing, that they are the product of an overly aggressive investigation.
And federal prosecutors also say another perk that the couple got from the Chinese government, a special type of salted ducks that were prepared by the personal chef of a Chinese government official, and then they were delivered to son's parents' home right here in New York. Natasha, back over to you.
Kind of speechless to that. Pretty wild. All right, Linda, thank you.
Now, this is something that should not be happening. We should not be having any alleged spies employed with any governor or mayor. This is why we have the FBI. This is why we have the CIA to vet these people. But you know how it goes when it comes to foreigners, especially illegals. They're not vetting these people coming through. They just have to claim asylum. They come in, they get processed, and they get shipped out to places like New York City, California. We even got stories where Venezuelan gangs are allegedly taking over apartment complexes in Colorado, running around with guns, busting in doors, which is pretty crazy, guys. This is something that needs to be handled quick because they're infiltrating small local governments. New York's a pretty big place, too. You think they got a lot of sway from these governors? Probably a lot for decades. I wonder how many spies they got employed anywhere else. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe to Buzz for You. Peace.